sir.
Can you give me a brief introduction of yourself in 3 lines?
Sir, basically I belong from Sirang district, and since quite few years we have been living in Dhubri district. And after that, my schooling I have done from Kokrajhar, higher secondary from Borpeta, and later I pursued graduation from Bangalore. And after that, I had worked in few companies, and then I decided to join the government sector. And finally, I am into the preparation of civil services, sir.
So where have you worked so far?
Sir, my first company was called by the name of Kaveri Pipes and Polymers Private Limited. It was basically a domestic company based in Bangalore. And the company used to manufacture PVC pipes. So my role was in the management department, maintenance department. So there I used to take care of the machines. So that was my job, sir.
Okay, as far as PVC pipes are concerned and similar type of chemical products, we observed that the government has recently started a scheme related to chemical, certain zones that will be developed in the chemical sector. Are you aware of that?
No, sir.
So what are the problems in the Northeast related to the production of chemicals? Why is the chemical sector not that developed in Northeast India?
Sir, basically the problem lies with our infrastructure. We do not have ample infrastructure facilities for meeting the demands and requirements. Apart from that, the availability of raw materials is a concern. Even though we have a huge resource or reserves of these particular raw materials, but we are not being able to utilize those. And skilled labor is a problem, then transportation, and setting up of an industry, it requires some other factors also, like power, availability of electricity.
Okay, since you have also studied electrical engineering,
yes, sir.
So what is the role of power and what are the problems in the Northeast related to this?
Sir, basically we have a huge potential. We have a huge potential for hydroelectricity. However, our present requirement is not being met. And again, we are relying more upon the thermal sector. So I feel that hydroelectricity and solar energy will be a great replacement for thermal power.
Regarding solar energy, what is the potential in Northeast India?
Sir, based upon the geographical location, we get ample amount of sunshine throughout the year. So I believe there is a great potential for that, especially in the hilly areas. So
आपका जन्म सिरांग डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बचे सिरांग डिस्ट्रिक्ट एरिया फॉर्म करा है
sorry, sir.
when was Sirang district formed?
Sir, Sirang district was formed after the second Bodo agreement, 3rd February 2003. 10th February 2003, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have already had many years. Do you think that the creation of a new district has led to any benefit in that area?
Sir, I think so, because the administration is being run by the BTC itself, and we have seen a lot of changes and some infrastructural construction developments as well. So yes, I think that there has been an upliftment in the standard of living of the people as well, as many people are also being employed into various sectors, especially the people who belong to the BTC region.
Since you have also stayed in Dhubri,
yes, sir.
How do you see the potential of inland waterways in Northeast India?
Sir, as because we have quite a lot of rivers in our state, and there is a lot of potential in that particular field, especially if we could channelize the rivers properly. Not only the transportation but also the flood situation can also be controlled to some extent, sir. So yes, I believe that there is a great potential.
Okay, so why did you choose history as an optional subject?
Sir, it was more of a strategic decision, as because the volume of syllabus in electrical engineering was it was quite large, and time management would have been an issue, and that is the reason.
Okay, but how do you see the role of our knowledge of history in public administration?
Sir, I believe that we stay in such a state and culture wherein our identity and our heritage means a lot. So knowing the facts and figures of our history, our origin, I think it helps a lot for maintaining a balanced and a cultural diaspora. So that is how I think history is important, or can help a lot in administration, sir.
What do you know about the Maurya rebellion?
Sir, basically the Maumoryas were a sect of the Kal Samhati Satra, and they had few issues with the then present Ahom monarchy, and they were being subdued. So basically they turned against the government, the monarchy, and that led to the Maumorya rebellion. It started from 1780s as far as I can remember, and it continued up to 1795.
Do you know about the Battle of Itakuli?
Sorry, sir?
Battle of Itakuli.
Yes, Battle of Itakuli, sir.
So what was that?
Sir, Battle of Itakuli, it has a great significance because it was the last battle between the Ahoms and the Mughals, and it was fought during the reign of Swargadeo Pratap Singha, and that was the importance of that. And the boundaries of Assam with the rest of India was determined, so it was up to Manas and Gwalpara districts, sir.
In case of power resource, after this coal and petroleum, what is the most potential power resource in Assam? Except in coal, petroleum.
Sir, the natural resources?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I believe natural gas would be a great alternate, and we are actually awarded with petroleum, and with the petroleum the gas also comes, it is in associated form. So if we can harness that natural gas properly, I think there is a great potential in this particular sector, sir.
In Indian history, which part of Indian history do you feel more comfortable?
Sir, basically I am inspired with all the parts of Indian history. However, I like the freedom struggle the most because it inspires us, it teaches us how to struggle and how to fight with our present situations and problems. So that is the part I am more influenced with.
The incidence of Assam history and Indian history is a bit different. What are the main sources of Assam history and Sierra?
Sir, basically the official data recording started from King Sukafa. So he was the one who used to maintain the records. Along him, 2 chronicles were there. So they were the ones who started to keep records, and from there, subsequently, we have known the Assam history part, sir. And some inscriptions are also there. So those are the sources.
So do you know, there's no name in history actually, one king from Assam defeated Boktiar king. There are notorious Boktiar king that was known to all.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
He was defeated in Assam. Do you know the king, name of the king in Assam?
Sir, King Prithu He was the one who defeated bin Bakhtiyar Khilji during his invasion in 1206 AD, as far as I can remember, sir.
What is the last king of Homo in Assam?
Sir,
What is after that? What was the situation?
Sir, till 1826 it was Purandar Singha, and after that Kondorpeshwar Singha. So these are
What
the.
was the incident? What was the battle?
So it was the Burmese war, Anglo-Burmese war. Basically, we were fighting against the Burmese, and we needed some aid to drive them away. So we basically went to the British help. So they aided us, and subsequently the Treaty of Yandabu was signed in 1826. Sir.
অসমীয়া ভাষা সাহিত্যৰ এটা মানে অন্ধকাৰ পিৰিয়ড হৈছিলে
Hi, sir.
ডাৰ্ক এজ সেই এজটো এতিয়া আমাৰ হৈছিলে আৰু তাৰ পৰা এতিয়া কোনে ৰিভাইভ কৰিছিলে লাষ্ট ফ্ৰম দিছ ডাৰ্ক পিৰিয়ড
Sir, Anandaram Dhekial Phukon, he, along with some Christian missionaries, Reverend Brown, Nathaniel Reverend Brown, he, Anandaram Dhekial Phukon, and a few others, they were the main architects in reviving the Assamese literature during those dark times, sir.
And then education, your mother is the education also you get for this. Education does this NEP, National Education Policy. I think you have seen this education policy, no?
Yes, sir.
New education policy.
Hi, sir.
What is your opinion? That's simply against or for this policy. That's simply.
Sir, regarding the whole education policy,
Simply that's the few points.
sir, ইয়াত কিছু ভাল পইণ্টছো আছে, লাইক দি লেংগুৱেজ ছেক্টৰ স্পেচিয়েলি। ইয়াত আমি আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়ান লেংগুৱেজেছ বা ভাৰ্নিকুলাৰ লেংগুৱেজৰ দুটা মিডিয়াম থাকিব, প্লাছ তাৰ লগে লগে আমি ফৰেন লেংগুৱেজ এটা আমি চিলেক্ট কৰিব পাৰিম। তো গতিকে ইট হেজ এ গ্ৰেট পটেঞ্চিয়েল, কিয়নো আমি জানো যে ইন দি ইনিচিয়েল ষ্টেজেছ, especially in the rural areas where children are being admitted to the government schools, তাত তেওঁলোকে অসুবিধাৰ সন্মুখীন হ'বলগীয়া হয় কেতিয়াবা, because they are not being able to understand particularly in some other language like in the tea gardens. গতিকে in that particular sector I believe যে this will help a lot. Apart from that, in the primary stages, the responsibility of teaching is being forwarded to the Anganwadi workers. Aru ami janu je Anganwadi workers, they are not trained enough. They do not have the requisite experience or training to teach the students. So সেইবোৰ আছে, but apart from that I believe overall it's a good plan, and in future whether it will bear some fruits in future, whether it will be a total success or not, it depends upon the proper planning, proper implementation and execution of the plan, sir. So that is what I want to say.
Bhakshar,
Yes, sir.
tell us something about Primary Education Act of Assam.
Sir, it says to achieve maximum enrollment in the primary sector along with some other facilities.
When first such type of act was enacted in Assam?
Sir, as much as I can remember, I think 1926 something.
Okay. Have you heard about ASER, Annual Status of Education Report?
Yes, sir.
2018.
Yes, sir.
This report released a fact that 25% of our children leave school in class 8 without basic skill in reading and doing arithmetical mathematics.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think? What are the reasons behind it?
Sir, the issues that we are facing right now is we have enrollment. Child enrollment is fine. However, we are facing the child wastage problem and child stagnation problem as well. So here a lot depends upon the family financial conditions and also the basic infrastructure.
Yes.
Those also come into play,
Yeah.
like transport and communication. And most of the times we come across such cases when the flood situation occurs and students cannot go to their schools properly. So we see a break in their academic session.
Yeah.
So apart from this, the awareness and poverty, these are certain factors that leads to the child wastage problem, sir.
Okay. Now, another issue associated with our education system, basically it is since most of the guardians of our society prefer their children to take admission into private English medium school rather than vernacular. So why people basically prefer, most of the cases they prefer English medium private school rather than our vernacular school? What's the reasons you think?
Sir, I think that the basic problem lies within the administration of school, the school running or administrating the school properly, as because the private schools are considered to be more disciplinary. They are more disciplined. They maintain a punctuality in private schools. Along with that, some extracurricular activities, then talking skills. These are few things which the private schools
Yeah.
offer more compared to the government schools. However, I believe that the government schools, if taken care of properly and with a proper management staff, I believe that the government schools also have enough potential to perform in that particular sector, sir.
Yeah. Now, recently one farm bill was enacted. Have you heard this?
Yes, sir.
So, what's the problem associated with this bill? And farmers are opposing the bill. What do you think about this bill?
Sir, as the news is being heard, the farmers are basically, their objection lies with the open market situation. As it is evident from the bill that the corporate sector will be more empowered in the open market case, and apart from that, the MSP, that special privilege which is being provided to a farmer so that he does not have to go for any distress sale. So in that particular case, in this open market, the MSP is not being provided to the farmers. So that
Can
in
you
the
say
long term-
certainly that MSP will be stopped after implementing this bill?
No, sir. It doesn't talk like that. Only the bill says that in open market, the MSP
Then why farmers are worried? Why farmers are worried about this bill?
because
They are getting MSP as usual. So why? Even Prime Minister said the APMC will continue as earlier, and they will be provided minimum support price also. Apart all of this ensured from government side, farmers trying to move somewhere, Punjab, Haryana, and so is. So what do you think?
Sir, I think that the farmers are planning or thinking on the long-term basis, as because we have encountered so many cases when the corporate and consumer relationship remains in a good scenario in the initial stages. However, after some time, the corporate will obviously think about its profit. So in that particular case, I believe the farmers are more worried about their future rather than the present scenario.
Or why they are worried?
That sometimes they might even have to go for a distress sell. That if all the companies...
No, government is ensuring that they will be saved from their distress cells because MSP will be provided as usual. So why?
Sir, because a time might come, I'm not telling that it will come, however, if we think in that perspective, a time might come when the corporates would force the farmers to sell their products at low prices. So then the government will have no authority to intervene in between. So it will only be between the farmers and the corporates. So I believe there they might have to suffer if such a situation arises in future. Sir.
Okay, my last questions. What do you think about present our banking system?
Sir, recently our government has taken some steps for recapitalization of our banks. The banking sector...
Why bank need recapitalization?
Sir, because the banks are not performing up to their standards or up to their
No. Why banks need recapitalization from government side?
Sir, because the non-performing assets or the NPAs of the banks, they are not being recovered properly by the bank due to various reasons. And this is the major reason that the private banks, they are unable to perform up to their requisite mark. So then the government has intervened and taken some steps.
Okay, have you heard about Basel Accord?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear about it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, you just said that you talked about private banks and you were talking about government recapitalizing. So is government recapitalizing private banks?
Sir, the government has put forward some schemes and the government has also provided some aid so that the banks can, revive from their present scenario.
No, but are they private banks or public banks?
Sir, private banks, public banks, all the banks.